Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. 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 Hi. Hey. Hey. Hey, goodbye.
The Tojo clan is struck by Kyorei clan gunfire. Kamurocho's disarray only spreads wider. On the surface, the diagram resembles a Yakuza turf war. But in the shadows are glimpses of a construction firm and political influence. And in Yagami's own shadow, the mole's sharp claws claim yet another victim.
Bum, 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 bum. That's where we are. The days have just gone by. How are you? How is me? I'm good. Thanks for asking. Oh, more cutscene.
What do you mean he's dead? Didn't you just say everything would be okay?
I was wrong.
I'm just as shocked as you. But I think the mole is responsible.
Have you contacted the police?
No, not yet.
You should do that right away then.
Yeah.
Do you think you could make the call, Sari-san?
What?
I need time to check things out before the cops show up and take over.
What?
Please.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks.
I need time to rifle through his belongings and make sure there's nothing that could, frame me other than the fact that he's in my closet. Okay. We're back. It's judgment. We're judging things. We're judging this dead guy right now. That's the game. We judge things. I had to I was out in a boat today, ootin' a boat, and decided it was time to sell out a little more. So we went to FYE and we got some more G Fuel. I wanted to get like one of these to make G Fuel, but I couldn't find it. That's like the whole reason we went there. It's because I'm pretty low on that one. But I got two cans. I got this one, which is the Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Demon flavor. I'll try that out. I don't generally prefer the cans because they're carbonated, but I think it's like a cherry. Eagle. It's good though. It's not too super carbonated. So it's good. How are you, Eagle? Oh, I hate this alert. Also, while we were at FYE, we got this. It's a Sora piggy bank. It's like as big as my head. I don't really have a place for him right now, so he's just kind of hanging out. I know. I'm glad to have you here. How have you been?
Hey.
A bullet hole? This guy's dead as hell, Eagle. You missed it. He's dead as hell and they shoved him into my closet. Now I'm looting the body to see what happened before the cops show up. I'm pretty good. Yesterday sucked. And that's why I didn't stream last night. But, anyone watching on YouTube, you won't notice. I'm going to upload this, schedule it for Friday, like usual. It must be the cause of death, but that's not the mole's usual MO. Look, you can't tell me what to do. It's the American way in Japan. Last night, well, I'll talk about it later. I can talk about it now. There's a chance I might talk about it a few times, depending on people coming in and out. What is Talk? I want to look at his phone. Okay, let's look at his eyes. His eyes are gouged out, same as all the mole's other victims. But I want to look at his phone too. It was going off when I called him earlier, so it's definitely on his body. It's definitely right there. It's right there. Was it Hazbin Hotel?
What the?
There it is. Shintani's phone. I should take a closer look. Was it? There's a Kingdom Hearts reference in it. I don't know if people know that yet or not. I don't think it's a spoiler because I don't know the context of it. I was in here. Maybe his phone's here too? It's definitely not. Dude, I don't think Disney's making Hazbin Hotel on me. Could you imagine? They're like, we're done with the kid stuff, dude. Oh yeah.
Suspicious.
No blood on the floor. The murder must have happened somewhere else. Oh, is it good? I remember it being on YouTube. Watch it all in one sitting. His call history should tell me everything I need to know. Is it different from what was on YouTube? The pilot is on YouTube? I thought there's like several videos. Most of these are to Genda's office. It's a lot different. What was the other one? What's the full relationship? No, there has been a hotel's been on YouTube for like a year or so now. Hell of a Boss. I think that's a different one. I think it's made by the same people though. Yeah, I mean, what I've seen of it, it looked good. I haven't watched either in their entirety though. Shintani called it just a few hours before his death. Who was he talking to? Yeah. Maybe someday I'll watch it. I still have to catch up on Invincible. Behind on some of the Marvel
You
shows.
received a call from the Genda Law Office.
It's Matthew Mercer.
You got here fast, Detective Kuroiwa.
Yeah.
Shintani, huh? His name has been coming up a lot lately.
Loki.
He's the reason
I need to
Hamura
watch. And maybe What If? I don't know.
You couldn't stand his newfound
Loki
affairs,
season 2
you often.
specifically.
Huh?
I heard you two weren't exactly on good terms.
Do you greet everyone by accusing them of murder?
I do.
Guess that's just how cops like you operate.
Ooh, get him.
Forensics will be here soon. We will need you present as a resident of the property. After that, we'll need some time to investigate.
How long?
You'll have to find somewhere else to stay tonight at the very least.
I don't have money for that.
Yet you can
25
afford
times
private
8 is 200 minutes.
High-base sources aren't even that reliable.
Don't know what you mean.
Yeah?
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Yeah, sorry. I had to wait around for the cops to get here. Is Genda-sensei still at the office?
Yes. He wants to talk to you about
When we get through the cutscenes, I'll
why. Hoshino
talk about why I didn't stream last night.
See you soon.
Hey, look, the end of the cutscene. You do it on purpose. So, I got an emergency call last night. Like, I hadn't even been home. I've been home maybe an hour, if that. I got home somewhere around 5.
It's a Dragoon!
Dragoon! How are you? Hello, welcome in.
I'm so proud of you, Des.
Dragoon does love Jess, I've seen it. But don't we all? So, I had been home for like 40 minutes or so. And I got an emergency call that said something about water. Rocket launching up into the pizza tower in the sky. Oh, Dragoon, I'm not supposed to tell you this. Francois says he's really liking Pizza Tower. Oh, is it bad guys? Where? Oh, he's got a fucking golf club. Anyways.
What a waste.
Something about water. And then when I got there, oh, I got Play Pass. I can do more of that VR stuff. I got there and I first walked into, this is called Judgment. It's kind of like a Yakuza spinoff, but you're playing as a private detective, a private investigator. I got there and the community room that's like right by the front door is what's the difference, honestly? And it was raining in the community room, which is a bad sign, especially considering it wasn't raining outside. It was also the entire hallway by the community room was flooded. I went upstairs and I went upstairs and there was a puddle in the hallway. Upstairs also. And I went into the apartment it was coming from and the whole thing was flooded. Well, not the whole thing, about half of it. Kinda, it was from a toilet. So first the toilet got clogged and French dude told me he was liking it. Ooh, he let it slip.
And stay down.
It got clogged, and then when she tried flushing it, it started to overflow, and her fill valve, she has one of the old ones where it's like a little rod with like basically a balloon looking thing attached to it, like a ball. And it had rusted and snapped off at the fill valve. So there was nothing to float up and tell it, hey, stop filling up with water. So I ran in there, turned off the water, because she didn't know how to do that. She didn't. If anyone doesn't know where the shutoff valve for your toilet is, let me know and I'll save you some money. So I turned that off and then plunged the clog and then cleaned up the water upstairs and downstairs. and then replaced her fill valve, and then that's pretty much it. But it took about 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours. I didn't get home until like 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Really, guys?
Yeah, send me a pic of your shutoff valve. Let me see if you know what it is. Although I don't know if things are different in the UK. Oh, Discord. Shutoff valve review. Yeah, that's what my channel's slowly devolving into maintenance tips and tricks. Really?
Not a wise choice.
Okihata, how are you?
And stay down.
Okay, now that I'm done with my story, I can... Oh, well, I didn't want to click that. I'm waiting, Eagle Dev. It's a lot of fun.
Must we?
I'm waiting for the picture of your shut-off valve. You fell asleep. Honestly, that's on brand. Got him. Nailed it.
Really, guys?
But how are you, Hokihata? I don't know why I have to keep saying the whole name.
Bring it on.
Ow, ow, bad. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Just watch Shrek 1 and 2? Hell yeah. The only good ones. Oh, don't say that. That doesn't feel right. Oh, where'd all those flipping cars go? I like that one. Oh, shit.
And stay down.
Apparently, the Kayan gang leader up and left town, but that doesn't change the fact that he injured a lot of good people, including some of my dearest friends. I thought you were going to teach them a lesson. What gives? I beat them up, dude. I don't know what you want from me. Oh, I'm so close. I can figure this out. There it goes. Hey, yo, Genda, what's up?
I know you've had a rough night, Yagami. But if you're up to it, can you tell us what happened to Shintani?
Yeah, you don't want to know.
Saori-san was having trouble getting in touch with Shintani, so I decided to give him a call myself.
Oh,
See
sorry,
what
I
the
should
deal was.
drink it.
When I dialed him up, I heard the phone ringing in my closet.
I don't know if that helped. I don't know if you could
Shintani
see
was
the
killed the same way as all the others.
logo.
The others? Do you mean his eyes were...
Oh yeah, they're gone, dude.
Yeah. But Shintani's beef was with the Kyorei clan. Why would the mole target him?
I'm not so sure. It sounded like he knew something when you talked earlier.
Right.
Think this is some kind of Yakuza pissing contest, do ya? Come on. The mole is way bigger than you know.
He probably knew more about the mole than I did. And his source had to have been Hamura. Maybe they killed him to keep their secret safe.
See how long I can go without having to run up and get my cardigan.
Why did he have to put Shintani-sensei's body in your office?
Not sure.
Frame
Maybe
you.
to harass me? Maybe to scare me off their trail? Maybe both.
Maybe frame you.
Yagami. You might want to lay low for a bit. It's not safe for you here. Get out of town. Go somewhere quiet. If the mole comes
I'll
after
just make you look
it's-
guilty, though.
Right. I'll do just that, Genda-sensei.
You know, I watched over Shintani since his first day as a lawyer. Kid had a good head on his shoulders, and a knack for the job I could never compete with. But he didn't have the guts to succeed when push came to shove. Not the most persistent lawyer I've seen. Even so, he looked up to me. Guess I took it for granted. Thought he'd always be part of the team.
When I first joined, Shintani-sensei was the one who showed me the ropes. He was a reliable man.
Thanks for this, Yagami. Come on, Sari-kun. I'll walk you to the station.
Sure.
Feel free to stay here tonight, Yagami.
I appreciate it.
What about you, Hoshino-kun?
I think I'll work a little more before I head home.
If you say so. Good night.
Good night, boss.
I mean, like, he was pretty upset, but he seemed to, like, take that
Make yourself at
better
home.
than I thought he would.
I'll leave you the key. You've been here way longer anyway. You deserve it more than me.
Thanks.
Yagami-san, do you have a minute?
Sure.
Sure, what's up?
Well, it's about Shintani-sensei.
Okay, another cutscene.
Yagami-san, I know you just told Genda-sensei you're gonna lay low, but that's not true, is it? You want to keep hunting down this killer.
And if I said yes?
Don't worry, I won't tell Genda-sensei. But in return... I want to help you. Look for the mole, that is. I won't slow you down. I promise.
Looking to avenge Shintani, huh?
He wasn't as strong as he let on. The tough guy act was a mask he wore to hide his insecurities. Deep down, he was just weak. That's why he was going along with Hamura, not because he wanted to. I mean, who can say no to a Yakuza? And now
I
look how
can.
it turned out. I was sitting right next to him this whole time. Yet there was nothing I could do to help. You know, I'm still young. I don't even know what kind of lawyer I want to be. Criminal? Civil? Not the slightest idea. But I know one thing. I don't want to be the kind of lawyer who sits on his hands after his friend gets murdered. Which means...
Are you sure about this, Hoshino? Genda-sensei told me to lay low. If you're seen helping me...
Don't worry about that. I'll defend myself in court if I need to. Now, Yagami-san, do you mind if I tag along?
He needed my help to prove he didn't eat his
Just tell
cake.
Genda-sensei if I refuse, huh?
Yeah, you got that right.
Not much choice then. Welcome aboard.
Glad to be working with you.
Well, let's get down to business. First off,
Let's
I want to know what
get-
Shintani was
sorry.
doing before he died. and I have some evidence that may tell us just that.
I should have something that hints at what Shintani was doing before he died. I don't even have my face anymore. Getting shot, getting eyes gouged out. When I was in middle school, maybe high school, my best friend at the time asked me if I would ever get my ears gauged. And I did. Just the little ones. But I swore to God she was asking if I ever thought about gouging my ears. And I'm like, yeah, I guess sometimes when, you know, people are being real annoying about it, everything. This.
Shintani dialed this number earlier today. I want to know where it goes.
Right. That makes sense. It's a good thing the killer forgot to take Shintani's phone, huh? This way we can see who he was calling.
The killer
Unless that's on
didn't forget.
purpose.
Even if the phone was gone, we'd still be able to get Shintani's data from his provider.
Really? I had no idea.
Bad lawyer.
Yep. I bet he left the phone so I'd find the body quicker.
Huh?
I mean, he went through the trouble of hiding it in my office of all places. Probably wanted to cause as much chaos as possible, you know?
Hey, the number got a hit in the search. It's apparently for the, Advanced Drug Development Center?
What the hell?
What, do you know it?
Well, yeah, it's a center for developing advanced
Famous
drugs.
murder there. A patient was killed, and their body dumped in the mountains.
Damn.
And the man they arrested for it was named Shinpei Okubo.
Okubo. Wait, he was your client, wasn't he?
He worked as a
Oh.
contract laundryman for the center. Every 2 or 3 days, he'd stop by to pick up their dirty linens. According to the police report, it was thought he carried the body out in a bundle of sheets.
Right. And you defended him in court and won. But then he got free and...
You can stop there.
But why would Shintani-sensei have called the ADDC?
ADD.
Who would he even talk to?
See.
I bet we'll find out if we give them a ring. But it's getting late. You should go home. We both need some shut-eye, yeah?
Yeah, we can start fresh tomorrow. Where do we want to meet?
Oh, right. We want to keep this a secret from Genda-sensei after all. There's an arcade called Charles up on Park
I knew it.
That should work for now.
Okay. I'll let Kaito-san know.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. I'll see you.
I'll sleep on these super uncomfortable looking couches. Broaden your scope. I told Hoshino I meet him at Charles today. Guess it's time to head over. Okie dokie. No one's even here yet. Oh. Oh man, doing lying on the ground. Is he okay? Yeah, see that asshole walk up to him and turn around pretend he's on the phone? Beat the shit out of him, dude. Oh, he found him. Hey! You need sewer doctor? He's right down there.
Excuse me.
Are you alright? Uh-huh. Mugwort. Mugwort? Should be some growing just behind that fence. Sorry, but could you grab some for me? Okay. Whoa, Yagami. Yagami, do you know Mugwort?
Excuse me.
You mean this? Yes. No, can you please snap Mugwort into the cord right there? I forgot what voice I gave him. Just stuff it in, close the lid, and shake it. Alright. We put the lime and the coconut and shake it all up. Now I'm feeling much better. Glad to hear it, old timer. What was in that drink just now? Oh, this? I call this an extract. Extract? What? Technically speaking, this is a medicinal decoction. Well, extract rolls much easier off the tongue, does it not? But forgive me for not introducing myself. I'm Liama. That's probably an L, or that's probably an I, actually. It's a proper noun. I'm Ayama. I make and market my own extracts right here in Komorocho. That's why people call me the Hermit of the Dragon's Palace. Oh, okay.
This is Yagami.
People just call me Yagami. What's this Dragon Palace thing about? You know about the abandoned building in the hotel district? That's the Dragon's Palace. My pharmacy's on the 4th floor. Pharmacy. So then mugwort was one of your ingredients? Yes. I came here to gather ingredients for an extract I'm making, but I got winded and ended up taking a nasty fall. That hurt my eye. Glad you were around. Otherwise, I might not have made it. Just met a man who is apparently a hermit that makes drugs in an abandoned building. That's not strange at all. Well, if it isn't Yagami, ready to die, punk? King game, of course. Hey, get your ass over here. Oh, look at Muscle Man. Whoa. Where do they find this freaking nature? Now, go get Yagami and break him.
This again?
Homie, you forgot to join the fight, boy. What? D-pad. Thank you so much for the sub. How are you? Oh, I'm getting beat up now. Oh, I'm getting beat up. Wait, I'm not done yet. What do you mean failed? Oh, sad. Stream's going great. Looks like you don't even have a fraction of his strength. I'm not done yet. No, I'm okay. Unless I died and wasn't paying attention to my health. Oh. How are you? You're doing great. What you been up to? What is up? Thunder Strike. My miraculous homebrewed extracts, of course. Oh, once you drink it, well, you'll find out soon enough. You done chit-chatting with your hobo friend over there? Hurry up and fight me, asshole. Dang it. Okay, cool. I'm fine though. Give me this guy. See, oh. Okay. Okay. Give me this guy. Chill day. I love that. I'm happy to have you in stream. I know. I've never played a Yakuza game, and this is, I mean, it's basically a Yakuza game. But I'm having a great time. Yeah, that's what I've always heard. I hear the new one that just came out is pretty great. I know, oh jeez, not enough time. Oh, get out of my head! Well, not enough time in the world though. Wow. Why won't he die? Oh, do I really have to? Where is it? This homie got 2 health bars. That's not great for me. Right? A normal Tuesday for him. At the children's park. Okay, come over here, friend. Come over here. I want to kill you. I want to kill you with the swing. Oh, you jerk. No. Oh, no. I want to kill you with the swing. Wait. Oh, shoot. Ow. Oh, I'm not fast. Oh, no. Wait, oh, stop kicking me off. Oh, it won't let me do it. The big guy kind of hurts, dude. Ouch. Ow. Okay, wait. Maybe I. There, I ate a bento box. I'll be fine. I'll be fine now. Kick him while he's down. Here, let's switch up my style. Ah! There we go. One of the water bottles in there is called Poseidon Power. GG's, thank you. What the shit? So this is the power of your extract. How was that? Pretty darn effective, wouldn't you say? Yep. I had no idea it would be this potent. Thanks for saving me. I'll give you the key to the Dragon's Palace. So I've forgotten this guy's voice 3 times now. Oh, thanks. The Dragon's Palace has a nice casino and gambling hall, so swing on by if you're looking to get away for a while. Wow, it sounds like there's all kinds of stuff over there. My back is killing. Even these extracts of mine can't fix old age, it seems. I'll go see the sewer doctor, that's what I do. Think you'll be okay? Well, I can always give you a lift back to the Dragon's Palace. No thanks. I wouldn't want you to go out of your way like that. It's fine. I was actually planning on going that way. Don't let it trouble you. Are you sure? I'll take you up on your offer. Okay. Oh, well, okay, that part's nice. Oh, it's quite the place you got. What is all this? Why don't you have a seat? Is this some kind of stew? Totally reeks. What the hell did you put in here? I see fish, plant, and pharmaceuticals? Curious about my hot pot, are you? Well, this would be the liquid base of our extract. Huh? Just a little sketchy. Just a little bit, though. You mean this weird stew? Correct. That stew contains a special broth that, when mixed with the right ingredients, turns into the extract. These extracts are specifically concocted to draw out the essence of each ingredient and transfer that power into the body. Like when I drank it during that fight? Indeed. Now listen close. Extracts can have a variety of different effects depending on the one you make. Right? See how there are many types of extracts here? Each one requires a different set of ingredients. You can find all the ingredients you need by looking around the city. All you need to do is add them to the broth and you're done. That doesn't sound too hard. No! In fact, I have just enough ingredients to make another extract. Why not try it out for yourself? Well, it never hurts to try your weird hobo stew. Sorry. I think hobo's a derogatory term, actually. Looks like it's just about ready. Bring the ingredients over here. Thank you. I gave you a little recipe that details everything an extract might need. If you want to try your hand at brew more extracts, then go gather some ingredients. There's cat food just sitting next to his hot pot. I think it might be. I think it might be. Of maybe pharmaceuticals, maybe rubber gloves.
Excuse me.
Mysterious gourd. Why does this recipe say scavenger hunt on it?
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. There are errands I'd like you to run. I'm trying to develop as many new extracts as possible, so I'd like your help with collecting the right ingredients. Make the extract listed on that recipe. I'll teach you how to brew more. But for now, get scavenging. Hope it all goes well.
Well, Oceano Coombs Waynes, I should head to Charles. So long. I forget your name. I forget your name. I'm sorry. Oh, well, let's check out the other floors. And dude, this entire game is what have you gotten yourself into? Old circuit. What's down here? I'm sorry. Nothing. There's nothing down here. Why is weird that everything's there's even electricity still in this building. What's in here? What? Blackjack. You want some chips or do you want to trade them in for prizes? Buy chips. I'll start with 100 chips. Or I guess 200 chips. Sure. Sorry. Bet 100. I still had 30 from the last time I was playing blackjack at an actual place. I got 12. Hit me.
Hit me.
Keep playing, rebet. 20. Yeah, I'm gonna
I'll
stand.
stand. Right.
Yeah, you bet I win. Rebet. I got another 12. This is like the only thing I know how to play. I'm gonna double down
Down.
on 13. There's all my money. Oh, he bust. Hey, I actually won. That was a bad bet. That was a bad bet. Ooh. 16. I'm gonna stand. 14. 18. Ah. Yeah. Yeah, but the next one would have been a 7. I would have bust. 11. Oh, hit me. Ooh. Stand.
I'll stand.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We love it when the dealer busts. Okay. Let's get crazy here. Ooh, I got a 19. I'm gonna stand. Well, the next one would have been a jack. Oh, push. Let's go all out. 430. Eight or lower. I'm gonna bust.
Hit me.
Yeah. A 9? That's just rude. I said 8 or lower and he gave me a 9. Rude as hell for no reason. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's what I need is a game to kick me out. What are you playing? Poker? I don't know how to play poker. Sorry. Okay, to the first floor. Just bumping. That's all we be doing. Okay, where am I going? Way over here? I love the amount of... Oh, really, guys? Oh, I missed. That's brutal, dude.
And stay down.
I'm made, well, close to my money. I need, to actually run over. Well, wait, is there one on the way? Not really. I'm gonna run over here and grab some chow and get healed. Hello. Oh, I'll take some steak and a salad and a soup. And what you know? Oh well, I don't actually. I prefer ribeye just in general. That looks like a small soup. Make it. I can't make it a double. A hamburger steak. Itadakimasu.
It's the spot.
Yum 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 yum. You're welcome. So, how's the food treating you? Good. It was delicious. It was good. Awesome. Really glad to hear that. Just so you know, we use a special method called fresh aging to prepare our steaks without them ever seeing a freezer. No wonder they're so soft and succulent.
Yeah.
Not only that, but our beef undergoes a rigorous selection process to ensure that only the best reaches your table. Even though the prices are so cheap. 2,000 yen. Almost 3,000 yen. That's like $30. Roughly. That's probably not accurate. That's probably not accurate. Absolutely. We do our utmost best to serve our customers in the highest quality meat for the lowest possible price. Wow. That's pretty neat. President Ichinose. So this is where you've been. It's almost time for your meeting, so please come back to the office. Oh, Motomoro-kun. Motomoro-kun. It's that time already? Wait, you're the guy who runs this place? Yeah, you could tell because my picture's right behind me. I apologize for not mentioning it sooner. I'm Kunio Ichinose. Yes, I do run Ikinari Steak. Can you tell? President of the whole franchise. What are you doing here, then? Let customers be the judge. That's what I've always lived by, so I came to get a feel for how this place is running. Gotcha. I knew you weren't just another employee. Pardon me, but we really should get going, sir. That's right. Sorry. By the way, what's your name? I love that he gave us his full name and we're just remembering him as president of Ikinari Steak.
This is Yagami.
I appreciate you dining with us today. Please come back and enjoy our steaks again. Yes, sir. Well, goodbye. I met the president of the franchise. Anyways. But, like... I just fought this dude. Sorry. What a waste. Anyways, but they have like whole arcades. They have whole arcades in here. They have the mini games in this are crazy. And they're all like official Sega games. Stretchy rubber. Although, I don't think there's anything playable in this arcade that we're going to. There's a gachapon, though. It's so much. It's insane. I got a blowfish! Too much, honestly. They're like, it'll take like 27 hours or something to mainline the game, or like 100 hours to get every single piece of content.
Don't forget about me next time, yeah?
Wish you'd fucking forget about me. Is there a reason your little gang needs
On
to
the
keep
voice
me
cast, there's Steve Bloom.
It's so nice of you to let us use your store, Higashi-san. Especially when you're clearly so opposed to the idea.
Don't talk down to Yakuza, kid.
It's okay, Higashi-san. I think we all know you're nicer than you let on.
What the hell?
Yeah, endless Yakuza streams.
You're braver than you look, Hoshino-kun. You got the skills to back it up?
Just a 3rd degree black belt.
Huh?
Not that I've ever had to use it.
he's like, what? You have what now?
Well, I'll call this meeting to order.
Sure, I'll do the honors.
Oh.
Masamichi Shintani of the Genda Law Office has been murdered. Given that his eyes were gouged out, it's likely the mole was responsible. And I'll need all of your help to track him down.
The ADDC, huh? Weird time for that to come up again.
Really long cutscenes, though.
Again? It's come up before?
We can talk about that later.
I usually hide during
Well,
cutscenes, but
Shintani called them before he was
some of these are crazy long. I don't get it. What's the connection between Shintani and the ADDC?
I think I remember them being in the news a lot last year. Something about a new drug that could win a Nobel Prize.
Some sort of extract, maybe.
The ADDC's research into AD9 has now been published in one of the world's leading scientific
I do too.
magazines, leading to the gathering
But it
of
makes me
reports
feel
from
awkward during
and abroad
stream when it's just
here today.
like 20 minutes of cutscene.
They called it AD9. This was right after director Keto
I had that problem with
published his paper on it.
Final Fantasy
They're
16.
still undergoing clinical trials on larger animals, but apparently every single mouse they've given it to has made a full recovery.
With
The man giving the presentation here is Dr. Ryusuke Keto, a world leader in neurophysiology and the primary researcher on AD9.
He's the one who showed me around the
Yeah.
when I was looking into Okubo's case.
I'm planning on playing Rebirth
Director for a while
when
now.
it comes out at the end of the month.
From what I can tell, the Ministry of Health is increasing the ADDC
And Persona
budget
3 as
to
soon
hasten
as
the development of AD9. They're even adding
I have a
another
slot open
building
up.
to the center. It's a huge project.
Damn good deal they've got.
I'm still not getting it, though. Why Shintani go and call them?
That's what we're about to
Yeah.
find out.
I played Persona 5 Royal last year. It took me 163 hours. It took the entire year.
Who Shintani was calling.
The entirety of it being on Game Pass.
Do that over the phone.
I suppose that all depends on your acting skills, Detective Yagami.
It's so good. Persona 5 Royal was my first Persona. Yeah, I had to I usually do like one game once a week. Like each game has its own time slot. The last week of Persona was just Persona because they were taking it off of Game Pass and I hadn't finished it yet. Just have to figure out who he called and why. Which sucks because then I rushed through the ending. I feel like it wasn't as impactful when I did that. This is no one suspicious. Scrambling. It was rough.
This is Masamichi Shintani. I'm a lawyer from the Genda Law Office.
No, it's good to hear from you, Shintani-sama.
Could you put me
It's good to hear from you. You sound exactly like you did before you died.
Do you know the extension you wish to reach?
Oh, it sort of slipped my mind. Sorry. Can you maybe look into the transfer history?
Why don't you just tell me what the call was about, and I'll connect you to the proper department.
Oh, in that case.
Prob. See, now they're quizzing me. I don't appreciate it. I usually have time to study before I fail.
It was about the Shinpei Okubo incident. A patient of yours was murdered on site 3 years ago.
You're not with the media, are you?
Nope, I'm most certainly a lawyer.
Why don't I connect
Thank you.
with our publicity department? They'll know more about what you're looking for.
Sure.
Please hold, sir.
Doesn't sound like you're making much progress.
You don't have to rub it in.
Thank you for waiting.
Yes?
It seems our publicity department never received a call from a Shintani-sama.
I see. Thank you anyway. No way this happens over the phone. It'll be faster to just head over there myself.
You think that's gonna work?
Sure, but I know the director, remember? Worst case scenario, I come back empty-handed.
I'll come with you, Yagami-san.
Okay, me and Nagashi will go check out what's going on with the Matsugane family. Shouldn't be tough with Hamura out of the picture.
Hey, I don't remember saying I was gonna help you.
By the way, Yagami-san.
Can't believe Spike
whatever
Spiegel's in
happened to
this
that guy
game.
from 3 years ago. Shinpei Okubo.
He's in the detention center. Been there since they gave him his death sentence.
Have you ever gone to see him, Yagami-san?
No. Why would I? Why do you ask anyway?
I don't know. I was wondering what he was like. The case got tons of news coverage, you know.
Admirer.
I was also wondering what you thought about the case. And did you really think that he was innocent?
Probably.
But then he walked. And killed his girlfriend. You defended him for that too, yeah?
I did. Okubo-san asked me to after he murdered Emi-chan in cold blood.
Yeah.
Did you believe him then too?
He kept saying the same thing. How he could never have killed anyone. But I didn't believe him, no. Fighting for him in court made me sick to my stomach.
Do you think he deserves the death penalty?
That's enough of the questions, Sugiura.
Well, my bad. Was that too far?
Nah.
If you say so.
I love his little backpack.
Yagami-san?
That's my
You're
name.
heading to the ADDC now, yes?
Unless I
I'm
get
gonna
sidetracked.
grab a taxi for us. I'll wait for you over on Park Boulevard.
Oh, okay.
The ADDC, huh? This has got to be fate or something.
What do you have to say?
Don't get the wrong idea. I'm not one of your little buddies. Remember that.
You're my buddy, dude. You're my friend, pal. Anyways. Also, maybe fix some of these machines. None of them work. I can't play any of these. Okay. Well, I got... okay, something's about to happen. No, not again. That was Tokunaga-san's hat, right? It's loose again.
Over here, Yagami-san. I have a taxi for us.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know you do, but, got... Hold that thought. A guy lost his wig. Tokunaga-san's hat. Wait! Oh. What? Ouch.
Excuse me.
You okay, man? I think I sprained my ankle. It didn't sound good. Oh, Yagami-san. Don't worry about me. Get my hat, please. Not again. Get that flipping. I know. I know. Well, get the hat. I'll get it. What? I was expecting it to be sooner. It threw me off. Get that hat. Ah, shoot. Ah, shoot. excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I'm telling you. The mini games are great. Capture the hat. Don't touch that! What the hell is this? Oh, you did not just sprain your ankle again. Uh-oh. That's my hat. Give it back. Yeah. Everyone's it. I'll get you!
What?
No! Hey! Help! Yagami-san! Well, I guess I better chase him down. Why, you little...
Wait a sec.
This game's a trip, and I love it.
Wait a sec.
Ah! I just jumped over that dude. Cones! Oh, there's so many cones. Yeah, parkour over that bike, dude. Look out for the car, dude! What? That was too... There's no need for that amount of flair. Who's leaving all these cones in the road?
Wait a sec.
You could tackle them.
Gotcha.
Catch the child. Insanity. Give me that hat. You're pretty fast, mister. Yeah, I am. Now, give it back. Finders keepers, man.
What?
You little brat, give it back. Unless you want me to hunt you to the ends of the earth. Holy crap. Kids will be kids, eh, Yagami-san? That's what I'm saying, dude. A wig just flew out of the sky and landed near me. I would not be touching it. I let this little incident just fly away on the breeze. The goddess of the sun won't smile down on me if I let life's trivial matters bother me, right? And here comes the complete personality shift. Have you ever considered finding a way to make sure it doesn't blow away, though? Pish posh, Yagami-san. The Lady of the North Wind is a fickle sort, you know. And who am I to try to predict the whimsy of such a woman? Right. Yagami-san, here. Why don't you take this? Thanks. What's that? Oh, I do believe the breeze is whispering my name. I feel the muses on the wind. Perhaps I shall compose a poem to accompany this delightful little ditty. We shall meet again. Ha ha! He just walks away. More like a typhoon than a breeze. Gone with the gust. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, let's get back to that taxi now. Oh, sorry. I hope that wasn't your car. Stretchy rubber. Yuck. I'm going the wrong way. I know how maps work. It's shameful that Italian explosives just... Oh, really, guys?
You asked for it.
Oh, no shame. Got him.
Really, guys?
That's what I'm saying, dude. Oh, sorry. I needed that stretchy rubber. Sorry. I hope that wasn't your bike. Sorry. Oh, there's a friend. Sorry. Well-used rubber. Don't love that. Oh, give me that. Really? Guys, this is my ride, dude. Oh, I got scratched from here. You dropped your $6,000. I'll keep it safe, though. Okay, let's get in this gosh darn taxi. I don't know. Where are we going? Head to the ADDC. I have to talk to you about it? Was it labeled? It was probably labeled. Yeah, it sure was. The very first thing. Dumb. Just dumb. On this fancy medical campus.
I've heard a bit about this place before. But the ADDC, isn't it just one part of a larger organization? If I recall correctly, they call it the Medical Institute. Is that accurate?
It's called Big Pharma.
They own every last inch of this campus.
It's incredible. Even with all these buildings, they're still getting budget to expand from that new drug. So? Is it the same as you remember?
Yeah.
It was only like a year or two ago.
Huh? Don't go too far ahead. Yagami-san!
Ditch him. Flashbacks. Maybe. And that flashes and he's still standing there but wearing different clothes. No? That's why I would have probably done.
For? Calm down. Just stick with me and you'll be fine. Got that, Yagami?
Right, there's ghosts.
Yagami-san! Try not to just ditch me, okay? Is something wrong?
It's just... after 3 years.
3 years, okay. Well.
Huh?
Almost like time itself has stopped.
Yagami-san.
Come on. Front desk's over there.
Okay. Why would it let me do that? Just for no reason. Okay.
Do you have an appointment, sir?
No.
I don't, sorry. My name is Hoshino from the Genda Law Office.
Why are you way
This is
over
my
there?
partner, Yagami. We're here to talk about a murder that took place in Kamurocho yesterday.
A murder?
A coworker of ours named Shintani. He was the victim.
We have a record that he called this center before he was killed.
Huh?
We're hoping you can help us track down exactly who he spoke to.
I'm very sorry, sir, but I can't provide such private information.
Well, if I had a warrant.
Well, could I at least talk to Director Kido instead? He's an old friend of mine. Just let him know Yagami stopped by to say hello.
I don't think that'll be necessary. Look over there.
No, you recognize this fella? Little guy looks worried. grab a thumbnail. Oh, whoa. It just looks pretty cool with his hair slicked back, actually. Told you, it was Flash and then different clothes.
Gentlemen, I really don't know what else you want from me. I have nothing more to say. I've told the police all that I know.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about all this, Director. Problem is, my partner here won't give it a rest till he sees the scene of the crime. But I'm sure we'll be leaving soon.
That's not what we agreed upon. You know this isn't about how long it takes.
And what about Okubo? I take it he's still not fessed up.
No, not quite as of yet, sir. But we all saw where the body was. Exactly where he said it would be.
Quite true. Not much point in fighting this now. The minister has made it clear that he wants it resolved soon as well. Just look at how much trouble one contractor has caused.
Sorry, which minister? I didn't know about this, sir.
The health minister. It's all his call how much funding we get.
Director, if I may, if you would just direct me to the scene of the crime, I could head over there myself. I'll be out of your hair in no time, I assure you.
I'd rather you didn't wander on your own. So instead, she can show you. Terasawa-kun, these gentlemen here are Shintani-sensei and,
Yagami.
It's a pleasure. I hope I can help you find what you need.
Well, with that, I'll be taking my leave.
Thank you again, Director. Apologies for all the trouble.
This way. I can show you how to get to Waku-san's room.
Who's Waku-san?
The guy who died in his room?
Oh, yeah. And you are... Terasawa-san, huh? Wow, you're young. And a looker to boot.
Can we keep this professional?
Huh?
Nice try, Shintani-sensei.
Not the friendliest girl in town, huh?
We're not exactly welcome.
Sorry, D-pad. I never gave you a shout out.
To pass the bar, I always figured I'd have my...
Well. You know what? I'm gonna raid Neo because it's her birthday. Let's do that. I feel like that's appropriate. So, yeah, we'll do that, guys. And it's topical. We'll get Kupo the next time around there.
I love Koopa Mob.
All right, bear with me while I just do
I like that, dude. Let's give you a different shout out. Different clip.
Give me something to protect myself. No,
There we go.
No, please don't Mario Kart me right now. You're kidding me. Not Mario Kart me. No, come on, let's go. Come on. Yeah, baby.
It's a great clip.
Come on. It's not impossible. Is that me with the gold? Is that me with the gold?
Pick of the ladies.
Oh, goodness. Whoa! Dude, you've been sitting here for 3 years and someone messed this up in the future past. It's funny, they just put a yellow filter over it. It's 2007 now.
Straight ahead is the ADDC's general ward. Waku-san's room is on the 4th floor. This was the room assigned to Waku-san.
What's down there?
That's the research wing, where they develop all our new drugs.
Oh.
You can't get in without a gold key card, though. Not even I have one.
Gold, huh?
I suppose because it's the heart of the center's operations.
Huh. Sounds like it's a whole nother world back there. Security like that must be a bitch. Come on, Yagami.
Feel like I wouldn't.
Before he died, Waku-san spent most of his time in here.
And when was he admitted?
2 years ago. With Alzheimer's.
Oh.
Some kind of dementia, right?
Alzheimer's is a
Alzheimer's.
neurodegenerative disease that leads to dementia, yes. In fact, it's the cause of almost 70% of all dementia cases.
So they're one and the same, kinda?
Yes and no.
Do what you gotta do, Yagami.
Uh-huh.
No, you see, Shintani, Alzheimer's is the progenitor of a lot of dementia. But you can have dementia without having Alzheimer's. You see, there's a little bit... Anyways. It's different. I don't know enough about it to say why.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I've ever met anyone who's been like, I have Alzheimer's. But I have met people that are like, I have dementia. Or rather, it's usually the family telling me.
Hey.
What?
Has anyone else slept here since Waku-san's death?
Nobody, no.
And Waku-san was missing from his room the morning of the incident, yes?
That's right.
So he was murdered here, then carried out.
I can't say for sure, but it's likely.
Assumption. How was his body carried outside? Should look a little closer. Well, if the theory is... Well, how was this person killed? Because there should be blood, potentially. I can't tell if there's a sheet on the bed or not. They could have changed the sheets, wrapped him up, and put him in like a cart.
The window's sealed shut. There's no way Waku-san could have escaped from here.
Cat? Cat? I hear a cat. I don't see a cat. Okay.
Hey, all the rooms have windows like this, right? Seems like people would notice if something was going on in here.
Well, we only have so many employees in this ward. The halls stay fairly busy, but it's mostly dementia patients moving between appointments.
I see. I wonder how the room looks from the hallway.
You got all you need from here, yeah?
I think so.
Oh, I guess so.
Suspicious.
Terasawa-san, a nurse at the ADDC hospital. Doesn't look too happy. Probably because Shintani-sensei has been a creep since he laid eyes on her, and now I'm examining her. Or maybe she's just always tense.
Hey.
Masamichi Shintani, self-proclaimed king of the Genda Law Office. 40 years old, single and looking. Hobbies include leering and being condescending. Good hobbies. Good hobbies. You gotta stay busy.
You can definitely see what's going on from out here. Shintani-sensei, can you lay on the bed for me?
That's where a dead man was.
Care to join me, Terasawa-san? What do you got to lose?
Shintani, you're making me less and less sad that you're dead.
It was a joke.
So from this vantage point, you can't make out the person's face.
So, Was this the colossal waste of time I knew it'd be?
Nope. I got something I'd only get from being here.
Does it matter? It's been days. Case is practically closed. Shinpei Okubo is guilty as hell.
Well, according to him, he's not.
Of course, that's what he says. Consider the facts, though, man. You want to review the case?
Review the case.
Sure. Let's go over what we know so far.
Whatever you want. All right, here we go. Our victim was the patient staying in this room. Koichi Waku, male, age 66. At 8:30 a.m. on the morning of the crime, the nurses noticed he was missing from his bed. Given Waku's degenerative state, they assumed he was wandering around the hospital somewhere. But after being unable to track him down, hospital staff filed a missing persons report.
Right.
You know what a dementia patient's like, though. Hard to imagine they'd make it outside on their own. The only conclusion...
Depends on how far gone they are.
Must have taken him out of the
I
hospital.
have residents that have dementia.
After inspecting all the cars that came in and out of the center, they were left with one possible suspect. A laundryman by the name of Shinpei Okubo. It didn't take much prodding for Okubo to confess burying Waku's body out in the mountains. And lo and behold, 3 months after Waku disappeared, the cops found his body rotting away right where Okubo said it'd be. Cause of death was most likely suffocation, but they still don't know for sure.
So no blood.
Any objections
Could have
to
been
this
smothered.
so far, Yagami-sensei?
Actually, yeah. You're forgetting something.
And what's that?
Okubo-kun insists he didn't kill anyone. All he admits to is dumping the body.
You can't say for sure that the guy who dumped the body actually committed the murder. If I budge on that, I'd be admitting Okubo-kun did it before the trial even started.
Oh, sure. But come on, Yagami. Guy's got a history of assault, and it's on record. Roughed up his girlfriend. Accidentally broke her finger.
Right, but that was over 6 years ago. He was just a kid. Got drunk, made a huge mistake.
And what? It's okay for a kid to hit a woman?
Of course not. But that's not what he's on trial for.
True.
I don't condone what he did. But legally, committing one crime doesn't mean you're guilty of another.
Fine. But what about Okubo's shaky alibi? He said he left the center at 10 a.m. after grabbing the sheets from the general ward. Claimed Waku-san's corpse somehow got loaded into his truck. Who's gonna believe garbage like that?
If anyone should, it's his lawyers.
We're meeting with Okubo after this, right? You should just be honest with him. Tell him the case is unwinnable.
Are you two done here?
Yep. Can you show us the garage next? The one where Okubo-kun parked his truck. The service entrance, I think it was. That's the only other place we'll need to see today.
We'll need to take an elevator down there. Follow me.
Okay, I follow you. Sorry, I got distracted by something. I'll do that later. That's not important.
Follow me.
It tells me to follow Terasawa, Shintani, so, you know. Hey, no running in the hospital. So, Terasawa, you worked here for a while? Okay. Did you always? Okay.
Hey, Yagami. You're never gonna last if you keep taking cases like this. Criminal suits are a constant test of your conviction, your sense of justice.
I'm in neck,
They don't
dude.
even pay that well.
Careful who you say that around.
Look, just chill out, okay? Take it from me. I've been around the block way longer than you have.
Asahi.
Looks like a regular old garage to me.
You'd make it out with no problem if you put a body into your truck down here. It's quiet.
It is.
Too quiet.
Hey,
A little
Yagami,
too
check
wrath.
this out. These are the carts they use to collect sheets and linens. Day of the crime, Okubo was all over the hospital with one of these things. Would have been simple for him to sneak a body in there and cart it right out.
That's what I said.
So. Where was Okubo parked on the day of the incident?
Oh,
Okay, we're playing the feud. So
the truck was parked here, with the back facing the elevator. Here's a recreation of it.
I see.
DNA
Oh,
evidence
straight up
of the
picture, dude.
victim was found in the flatbed of the truck. That's proof enough.
Ah,
the body was
sorry,
there.
that's
When
weird.
they
I
confronted
don't know what
Okubo,
just happened.
He flat out admitted it.
There was evidence that the body was in Okubo's truck.
Okay. Whose car is this? Hey, whose car is this? Sorry, oh, hello.
When was Waku-san last seen?
Just before 8 a.m. on the day of the crime.
Yeah, 7:50 to be precise. An ADDC scientist will be testifying to that. He claims he saw him nice and cozy in his bed.
I see. Can we talk to this witness?
I tried to get an appointment, but they shut me down. Said they don't want us interfering with their research anymore.
They're not willing to make an exception this once?
This isn't an issue you want to push, Yagami. Worst case scenario, you get charged with witness intimidation.
All right. Anyway, the victim was last seen at 7:50.
That's right. Breakfast is at 8 o'clock, so the patients who can walk on their own gather in the
Sorry.
break room. But on the day of his disappearance, 8:30 came and went with no sign of Waku-san.
You thought you'd find him quickly. Didn't exactly turn out that way.
Right.
Got that, Yagami? Here, let's go over some more details.
Alright, let's hear what the great Shintani Sensei has to say. Oh,
What we know is, Waku was taken out of his room sometime between 7:50 when he was last seen, and 8:30 when everyone noticed he was gone.
probably can't use that as a thumbnail.
During that 40-minute span, somebody suffocated Waku and stuffed him into the laundry bin. Nobody suspected there was a body in the cart. And the only clear culprit was Okubo, the man in charge of the laundry. To further back this up, DNA evidence from Waku was found in Okubo's truck. Then when the police questioned Okubo, he confessed to burying the body in the mountains of Okutama. 3 months after the crime, Waku's corpse was finally found. With me? This thing's airtight, Yagami. I know you're getting into this, but come on. Just give it up already. You don't have a chance.
Even though Okubo says he's innocent, I promised him we'd do everything we could.
Not my problem. You shouldn't make promises you can't keep.
Fine, then I'll do it alone. You don't have to be involved.
Even if I'm not, the loss will hurt Genda-sensei's reputation.
I'm sorry, but our client says he's innocent. I can't back down from this.
Fine. I'll be in the lobby.
If you like, I could take you to see Wakusan's room again.
You don't mind? That would be great.
Shintani, stick with me. I'll show you how to get this girl. Here I am again. Don't really see anything out of the ordinary, though.
Are you finished?
No.
Not yet.
There.
The window's sealed shut. There's no way Wakusan could have escaped from here. Wakusan was here until the morning of the incident. Then he just up and disappeared.
Something weird about this thing. To me, specifically. The game doesn't seem to think so. What is that? Is that a fan? It might just be a fan.
I wonder how well you can see in here from the hallway.
No, you don't. We figured it out.
Yeah, I've seen what I need. Anything else you can share?
How long will Okubo-san's sentence be?
Huh?
If he's found guilty, that is.
Probably 10 years, maybe more. It's hard to say for sure.
And what if he confesses? Would they shorten his sentence?
Well, at the very least, it'd make a better impression than insisting he didn't do it.
But you're still going to push an innocent plea? Even though Okubo-san is the one who'll suffer for it?
If he's really not guilty, he won't have to. I'll win. But to be perfectly honest, this is my first criminal case.
What?
Civil cases have been a mixed bag for me, too. I've actually lost more than I've won.
Is that so?
Apparently, a smart lawyer would never even consider an innocent plea in this case. Guess it's a good thing that I'm not so smart then, because I honestly believe I can win. Terasawa-san, were you close to Okubo-kun?
I spoke to him pretty often, yes. I would see him around the ward all the time.
And what did you think of him? Did he seem like the kind of guy who'd do something like this?
I'm sorry. The director told us not to say too much.
Wait! If you know anything that can help, just get in touch, okay? I'll do whatever it takes to set Okubo-kun free. But I can't do it alone. Just give it some thought, Terasawa-san. Just now, we went to the ADDC. Thought I should have a look at things with my own eyes.
And how did it go?
There's no chance you walk. You're practically a lost cause.
Hey. Yagami-sensei, is that what you think?
It's like this, Okubo. You tell me you're innocent, and I'll fight to the end. I really have nothing to lose by helping you out.
It's just like I told you. Whoever did it is framing me.
On the day of the crime, you were in the general ward of the ADDC, yes? Starting at 8 a.m., you went around to each room and gathered the linens.
Yes. Nobody would dispute that.
And after that, you covered Wakusan's nose and mouth, suffocated him, and then carted him out in a laundry bin.
That's not true. Wakusan wasn't there when I went into his room. I didn't see him at all that day. You have to believe me.
And I do. So when you went down to leave the center at 10 a.m. after gathering the linens, you realized there was a body hidden in the truck.
Yes. That's what happened.
Then, after debating whether or not to report the body, you chose to hide it in the mountains.
Sure am. Thank you. How long have I been muted? Anyways. I was saying that the kids are starting to get sick, and so is Goopy, and I probably will after tonight because I'm sleeping in the boys' room. But how are you? That's going to be a huge hurdle to climb in the trial. You don't climb
I had a
hurdles.
criminal assault on my record. I knew the police would have suspected me if I went to them.
Yeah, it's okay. It's nothing major.
Waku-san.
Mostly just a runny nose.
Bad blood? What are you talking about?
3 days before the murder, Waku-san
Thank
claimed
you.
Dokubo-kun
How have you been?
punched him and stole his wallet. They told me all about it at the center.
When did you even ask?
While you were busy chatting up Terasawa-chan. Even if I bitch about it, I'm still damn good at my job.
Well, Okubo-kun, did you take his wallet or...
Not quite. They call it delusion of theft. It's a symptom of dementia. You think something's been stolen from you, then blame the first person you see. Not the easiest thing to deal with, right? Someone accuses you of theft for no reason? Must have been a shock.
I have so many residents that do this. They haven't accused me yet, but I have so many residents at work that do this. And like some of them have been diagnosed with dementia, others have not. And like a boss ass makes it be, you know how staying sexy, but in reality, I've been real busy. I've been sick for a while. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, B.
So when Waku-san tried
Sounds
to
like you're feeling better, though.
just about hit him back.
But I didn't.
I hope you are.
No. You murdered him.
I wouldn't kill a man over something like that.
Ah. I wish I could believe you, pal. Come on, Okubo-kun. You got a record of violence.
It wasn't me. I swear. Somebody set me up. Please, you have to believe me. Whoever did this is laughing at all of us right now.
Calm down.
Yeah.
Yagami-sensei.
I have never been diagnosed with COVID.
I do.
Okay. Then next time, come alone.
Fine. I can take a hint.
That wasn't a hint, dude.
Cuddle up all you want.
He said, get out.
Hey, you know that nurse, Terasawa-san? Cute girl. Sounded like she was worried about you. Bet you'd have a chance with her once you get out of here.
I don't know. If you'll excuse me.
That who he killed? Yo. Goopy had COVID when she was pregnant with our daughter.
So Shintani just left you hanging, huh?
But I've never
Gotta learn some damn patience.
officially
Maybe
had
so.
COVID.
But this is my case now. I can handle it myself.
Okay.
I wonder if you got a different strain. Or did you get vaccinated? I mean, I've had
Yagami-san.
symptoms similar to
Have you seen
COVID. Or
Ryu lately?
you did.
Where's this?
So maybe that's why. It's
She's
supposed
just
to
not
make it
that
less severe.
I suggest you be more assertive.
Right.
I got
Okay.
vaccinated.
You mean that friend of yours, Sarikun? She's got Shintani all riled up. Said he'd have been nicer to you if he knew you had friends who looked like her. Jackass.
Hey, nothing's official yet, guys. Regardless, keep it on the down low, okay?
Yet? That word says more than you think.
That's true. Chicken noodle soup for the soul. Am I supposed to keep talking to these people?
Mafia Kuhn's a prosecutor, right? Isn't it kind of taboo for her to date a defense attorney?
I have a girlfriend?
Either way, guess the Okubo case comes first. We're pleading innocent, yeah?
That's the plan.
What is your plan here? This isn't going to be an easy...
I have...
Well, I'm working on that. There's one piece of evidence that still bothers me.
This chicken?
Yeah? And what's that?
I have... this chicken? That's not a black spot, that's just my green screen on its beak. I have... this chicken? Same thing, it's just the green screen. I have a chicken upstairs that's holding a Pringles can. It's like a big Squishmallow type thingy. What should I focus on if I want to prove Okubo innocent? Goopy has an even bigger one. Let's see. Oh, he suddenly disappeared from the hospital and was found. It's sealed. Why does that matter, though? Written by an Okubo's truck. I don't know, he seemed interested in this. Oh, hydrate.
Take a look at this. It's the hospital room the victim was staying in. This is the last place Waku-san was seen before he disappeared. At the time, the witness would have seen Waku-san from this angle through the window in the door, but the cabinet here would have been blocking his face.
Uh-huh.
In other words, there's room to argue that the witness never actually saw Waku-san to begin with. It might have just looked like there was somebody in there. Or maybe the killer set it up to look that way.
And how would that impact the trial?
Well, the premise that the victim was still alive at 8 o'clock would no longer be on the table, meaning the crime could have occurred during a much wider time range. With that in mind, we could claim there's no proof that Okubo took Waku-san out of the room.
Right. Not bad.
What the hell's your problem?
Was that Shintani?
I think so.
Get back here!
That bastard. Oh, was eavesdropping on you.
What the hell?
I tried to stop him, but he pulled a stun gun on me.
Out the window. Jump. I do it all the time. Jump.
Hey, wait up.
Hell yeah. Chase scene. Activate.
You won't get away.
I could have just dodged it. That's fine. I bet it's the nurse. Ugh.
Hold up.
This music kind of reminds me of Kingdom Hearts. It's a similar vibe. What the fuck?
Hold up. A woman.
Specific woman.
Help me!
Aren't you Terasawa-san?
Let me go!
We got a groper out here? Scum of the earth!
Not on my watch, you son of a bitch!
Wait, no, these guys, they're doing something they think it's good. We shouldn't beat them up for it. Gee, that looked painful. Well, she's still here. Dope. I need to take out that Dixper stuff. I'm not really using it anymore.
Can all lawyers fight like that?
He looked at her like, really?
Did you really need to run away like that? I assume you came to see me.
There was something I wanted to talk to you about, yes. But I wasn't sure if I should. Then that pig-headed friend of yours started shouting, so I just lost it.
Okay, but did you have to tase him? Not that he didn't have it coming. Anyway, I'm listening if you want to talk. No matter what it is, I'll keep your secret. Anything you tell me will fall under client attorney privilege.
Well, you know the witness who last saw Waku-san? Said he saw him sleeping in his bed.
Uh-huh.
Well, that witness is a man by the name of Shono-san. He's one of the scientists at the ADDC. Not only that, but he's the director's right-hand man, too.
Oh, is it the small guy?
This is him?
Yeah, it is. What's your run-of-the-mill researcher? This is the small guy in the present day when the three guys are walking towards us that looks real nervous.
Yes. He's a very dedicated doctor, so the nurses have a lot of faith in him. But something felt off when I heard what he had to say about the incident.
And what's that?
I guess I'm just skeptical as to whether or not he actually saw Waku-san. I don't think he's intentionally deceiving us, but he may be mistaken somehow. And if I had to guess, I'd say the other nurses feel the same.
Still, why hasn't anyone mentioned this until now?
How could we? Nurses talking about a doctor behind his back? That's not something a nurse could do without consequences. And if it came to a courtroom testimony...
None of you would testify?
Maybe the other nurses wouldn't, but I would. I never really fit in over there anyway. Besides...
Yeah?
I think Okubo-san is innocent.
Oh, really? Sounds like I've finally got an ally on my team.
I'm currently employed as a researcher at the Advanced Drug Development Center. Part of our research consists of clinical tests we perform on patients in the general ward of the center. On the day of the crime, I was making my usual rounds through the ward.
And what time was that?
Around 7:50?
You're sure?
Yes, the patients eat breakfast at precisely 8 o'clock. I always head to the break room myself, right around then, too.
This break room, to be precise?
That's correct. Our more mobile patients walk there for breakfast instead of eating in their own rooms. Then, while the nurses help the patients eat, I ask about how they feel and how the medicine is treating them.
And on the day of Waku-san's disappearance, you passed by his room before going to the break room?
Yes.
And in that room, you saw Waku-san lying on the bed?
Yes.
Can you describe the situation to us as you remember it?
The door has a window, so you can see into the room from the hallway.
And this is the room you're referring to, yes?
That's correct. From where I was standing in the hallway, I could see Waku-san lying in bed. He was asleep, with a blanket covering most of his body.
And what time was that?
Around 7:50.
No further questions.
Yagami-sensei, why did you call her to the stand?
She actually asked to testify. Is that a problem?
Not really, no.
Here's my chance for a comeback.
Terasawa-san, you were present for Shono-san's testimony just now, yes?
Yes.
And what is your opinion on that testimony?
For a scientist, I felt his wording was rather imprecise. And as a medical professional, I felt his actions were negligent.
Get him.
Could I ask you to be a little more specific?
Our witness, Shono-san, claims he saw Waku-san sleeping in his bed during his morning rounds. However, there's no way he could have known that
Look
by
at him.
looking in from the hallway.
Look at that little freak.
I have evidence supporting Terasawa-san's testimony.
Shono shouldn't have been able to see Waku. I have evidence to prove that. It's the semen. I mean, this. Take that!
Please look at this. It's a photograph of the victim's room as viewed from the hallway. In other words, this is what Shono-san would have seen when he checked in on Waku-san.
And this evidence points to this fact. That you couldn't see his head, so he wasn't there. Victim was already dead!
Shono-san was lying when he said he saw Waku-san in the bed.
Excuse me?
What he saw from the door was likely nothing more than a bulge of sheets. He couldn't have been able to identify it specifically as Waku-san. So to claim as much in his testimony seems like quite an exaggeration, don't you think?
But common sense would dictate otherwise, would it not? Who would be in the bed other than Waku-san?
The staff nurses are trained to always enter a room when checking in on a patient. In Waku-san's case, it's impossible to tell anything just by looking in from the hallway. There was actually one time a while back where we thought he was under the covers, only to find Waku-san eating in the break room a second later. And upon re-examining the room, we realized that we had mistaken a bunched-up pillow for Waku-san.
The witness makes an important distinction. The prosecution asserts that Shono-san's testimony is clear, that the victim was taken out of his room at some point between 7:50 and 8:30 in the morning. They claim that because of this time frame, the defendant must have smuggled Waku-san's body out in his laundry bin.
That's why Okubo-kun was assumed to be the only person who could have killed Waku-san.
But if Shono-san's testimony is invalid, as the defense asserts, we have to consider the possibility that Waku-san was taken in the middle of the night when nobody else was around.
This courtroom seems a lot comfier than the one in Phoenix, right?
Until the morning to plant the body in the defendant's truck.
Oh man, this is making me want to play Phoenix Wright, dude.
That there is reasonable doubt that Okubo-san is the killer, rendering the prosecution's central argument unsound. Your Honor, taking this new testimony into account, I'd like to call Shono-san back to the stand for cross-examination.
Ooh, we're getting into the cross-examination. Dude, I played it so much Phoenix Wright, I got this.
Shono-san.
Yes?
Let's see how Shono responds with that evidence and Terasawa-san's testimony out in the open.
I'll get right to the point. On the day of the crime, what did you see when you looked into Waku-san's room?
I saw Waku-san asleep in his bed, I think.
And did you get a clear look at his face?
I don't remember.
So it's possible that it could have been someone
Only
other than
got big
Waku-san
ears.
in that bed. Or maybe even a pillow that you mistook to be Waku-san's body. Isn't that
Nothing wrong with it. Just
Objection! The defense is leading the witness.
Sustained. Please rephrase the question.
fair. Fair. That was leading.
Shono-san, can you say without a doubt that Waku-san was in that bed when you checked on him?
I don't think I can, no.
He's like,
Then the defense rests. But I do have a quick remark for the prosecution.
Huh?
execution's argument is falling apart. Now going for the kill.
The charges against my client stem from your assertion that he's the only possible suspect, assuming the crime took place within the stated time frame. However, the defense has proven without a doubt that Shono-san's testimony is unreliable, establishing reasonable doubt for my client. I would suggest then that you withdraw the charges against my client. With such inconclusive evidence, you'll only be wasting the court's precious time.
The prosecution does not consider the witness's testimony inconclusive. His memory of the incident may be fuzzy, yes, but that doesn't change that he saw the victim.
So, your whole case is based on a fuzzy memory? This promising young man's future is at stake, and you're willing to throw that away on unreliable testimony?
Dr. Shono is a bright and diligent researcher. After watching his own grandmother develop dementia, he vowed to create a drug that could cure the disease. After paying his own way through medical school, he went on to become the head researcher at the ADDC. Day after day, Dr. Shono visits his sick patients out of the kindness of his heart, leading to his valiant testimony here today. If you want to know whether I trust this man, then my answer is a resounding yes.
In other words, because he's such a great researcher, his testimony is infallible. His own admission that he's not sure is somehow overlooked? Is that the sum of it? Because from here, it sounds like you're putting your faith in Shono-san's title, not his testimony today.
The prosecution is not as easily swayed as you think. And you want to talk reputation? What of your client's history of domestic abuse?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's gonna bring up Okubo's record.
6 years ago, the defendant broke his girlfriend's finger. The poor girl is still suffering from the effects. And the cause? A minor, drunken disagreement. Now, fast forward to what occurred a few days prior to the crime.
This dude.
Waku-san, suspecting the defendant of stealing his wallet, lashed out and punched the defendant in the face. Given the clearly violent nature of Okubo-san here, that alone would be motivation enough to murder the poor old...
Objection!
Is something wrong, ma'am? Please remain seated while court is in session.
Oh, here we go.
Terasawa-san?
Okubo-san is not a violent person. And he hasn't even had a drink in over 6 years. Not a single drop since the incident.
My court will not stand for this commotion.
He didn't blame Waku-san at all. He knew that the outburst was just caused by his dementia, that it was all the sickness's fault. So there was no reason for him to resort to murder.
Terasawa-san, please.
Okubo-san really is an incredible, caring person.
Please leave this courtroom at once.
You're right that he may be hard to approach, but he's a kind soul, and he always keeps his promises. Okubo-san's not the only person in this courtroom who would be affected by a guilty verdict, either. As a matter of fact, it would break my heart. And even through it all, he wanted me to keep this a secret, not to tell anyone, not even his lawyer, that we were dating. Even though he knew he could have ended up in prison, making sure I was safe was the only thing in the world he cared about. That's just who he is. But when the prosecution prosecution has already decided he's a criminal. How could he possibly be given a fair trial?
Her little outburst wasn't technically admissible, but as the trial dragged on, it hung over the jury like a stone. And in the end, Shinpei Okubo was found not guilty. But only a month after his release, everything changed. The same girl who had so bravely proclaimed Okubo's innocence died by the man's own hand. Hi.
Something wrong?
No, it's nothing, Vice Minister.
Okay, clearly, like, I'm not a professional, but if the lady stands up in the middle of the trial and starts yelling this stuff, and the jury's like, oh gosh, she makes some good points, and that is like a big reason for the not guilty verdict, the guy who's already in the defendant's seat is saying he's being framed for that murder he's on trial for. Obviously, someone wants him to take the fall. He does not take the fall, mostly because of this lady. Then not even, a month later, this lady is killed by him. A, got her out of the picture. B, framed him again. And double down on the suspicion from the previous trial. Sorry.
But
it's a setup.
About 3 years.
It's a setup.
I see you're still.
I won't go talk to this man.
you look familiar, but I can't quite place the name. I seem to recall you looking sharper.
I'm a detective based in Kamurocho now. The name's Yagami.
I remember now. You're the reason
Look at that.
Sawa-kun's no longer with us. Remember, Shono?
Look at that little dude.
Okubo-san was unstoppable. If only my testimony had been better.
Shono-san, right?
Doesn't matter. What brings you here?
I think I don't have a lot of evidence. I'm thinking the director did it. Or had somebody do it, potentially Shono. And it could have something to do with this dementia drug they're making. Something to do with the dementia patient. Maybe it's a brand new drug, so it might not show up in a autopsy. Maybe the new drug was tested on him before it was ready for human trials, and it killed him. And then they made it look like the laundry dude killed him.
Anyway, I'm investigating.
Because they could lose all this money if they find out that it's the company's fault for at this point highly public trial and a death that on the guy has dementia. He might not even know he's taking the medicine. It might be like a bad blood situation. No.
And I'll need your cooperation with it, just like old times.
Yes.
When I say that, I don't mean like they have bad blood. I'm talking about the medical thing, the experiments they did on African Americans back in like
I want to say the 60s or 50s, where they gave him, I want to say heroin, just to see what happened, basically. And they told him all they had bad blood.
I see. Yes. Thank you.
America sucks. Look it up.
It does seem we received a phone call from this Shintani-san you speak of.
Do you know who he was calling?
We're learning about ethics in one of my
The same Shono-san you were just with?
college courses. Why would Shintani call Shono?
Yes. However, it's unclear as to what the point of the call was meant to be. Shono was away from his desk at the time, you see, and Shintani-san didn't leave a message.
You have no idea what he wanted to talk about?
None. Shono says he doesn't know a Shintani-san and sees no reason why he would be calling.
Maybe it's not him. Maybe it is Shono who's doing it. They said at the trial that Shono goes to the patients every day out of the kindness of his heart. Maybe he was administering the drug without telling them each time he would visit them.
Oh, really?
Shono and I co-authored the research paper on AD9. We're quite well known, as it turns out. Sometimes complete strangers pretend to be close friends or relatives in order to contact us. Perhaps Shintani-san fell into that category.
Have you heard of the mole murders taking place in Kamurocho, Dr. Kido? 3 Yakuza, each one with their eyes gouged out. It's a grisly business. Shintani was killed in the same way.
I've seen the news.
Can you think of anything tying the ADDC to those murders?
Huh? Look, just what are you implying? Look, I believe we're done here. There's nothing I can help you with.
Please stop! You can't!
Who are these?
Who are you?
Detective Croy.
Oh, Matt Mercer.
Police, organized crime. One of your guests here has information related to the case I'm currently investigating. That would be you, Yagami.
Me?
I'd like to speak to you as a material witness to the murder of the lawyer Masamichi Shintani.
Okie dokie. Am I under arrest? Conclusion. Okay, I think that's where we end it tonight. How many chapters are in this? How many chapters in Judgment? Oh, there's only 12? I'm only halfway through this game. I want to see what the names of these are. It says. I'm only halfway through the game, dude. Prologue. 3 blind mice beneath the surface. Stick up. Skeleton in the closet. Dingo by. Oh, not conclusion. Collision is chapter 6. Then limelight. Then broken bond. Miracle drug. I'm in the water. Curtain call. Behind closed doors. Down came the rain. In Africa. Either way, though, I think that's a good place to stop it because it's going to start next with a previously odd.
So, breaking news. Oh, cool. Okie dokie. Who are we going to raid out to tonight? Francino Bambino? Yeah. Let's do Francois. Never get to raid out to Francois anymore. Thank you everyone for hanging out with me tonight. On a Saturday, not one of our usual nights. I might be back tomorrow playing some Baldur's Gate with Goopy. I don't know about Monday. I thought about doing that Silent Hill short message game as like a bonus. Tuesday will be more Kingdom Hearts. Wednesday usually more Baldur's Gate. Thursday maybe the end of Alan Wake, we don't know yet. And then back here next Friday with more Judgment. Until then, thank you all so much for hanging out. Please enjoy the rest of your day and or night. Please remember to be kind to one another. And I will see you all in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.